Hi, I was hoping you guys were able to see me. So, my name is Midnight MTG. I'm creating this channel so that I can comment on all the peak fiction I've enjoyed over my life and all the different things that I really want to get into. So, typically, I find a lot of YouTube channels when they cover things like gotcha games or Star Wars or even any type of other fictional universe that they enjoy. They typically harp on one specific aspect of a character or the universe that really draws them in and not really elaborate on most of the other parts that come to it, like the sound, the art direction, the different guidance that comes from like graphics and whatnot. And I really wanted to put myself out there and try to address certain things about the content that I enjoy. I'm really taking this challenge from a YouTuber named Techtown because he seems to go ahead and just enjoy the things that he does. He reaches out to people, he deals with a lot of small content creators, and gets them to a point where they can really truly speak their mind without feeling like they need to conform to a specific type of subject or guide making or any type of those how does heck say it, those spreadsheet type people. What I want to get at is, initially I want to touch on what it is that makes someone want to game. For me, gaming is a foray into a whole new universe, a whole new way to, I guess, disassociate from reality and sometimes just enjoy something that somebody else made and continue on being happy with that being the case. I picked up things specifically like gotcha gaming early on in my life. First game I ever played was Star Wars: The Republic on Xbox, but the first gotcha game I ever touched into was Puzzles and Dragons. I really enjoyed Puzzles and Dragons because that had a lot of pretty colors, nice, awesome motifs, things like the Chinese pantheon, the Greek pantheon, where you got to learn a little bit more about a character based on what they decided to draw to represent those characters. Another thing I really like when I get into fiction is just filling out what heritage and the culture that it comes from and getting to know a little bit more. That's why I like games like Fate Grand Order or things like um, Honkai Star Rail, which allows me to get more into that Chinese history. And not necessarily directly, but more of you look at different characters like Hu Tao or Baiju or March 7th, Jing Yuan, Jin Yan from Withering Waves, and you have this feeling as an outsider that you're able to take inference on what this culture thinks about a specific word or breaking down the meaning of different things into more like logical, reasonable aspects. And so I enjoy it. When it comes to gotcha gaming, I personally have had a lot of good times and a lot of bad times when it comes with that situation. Because gotcha gaming is so easy and fulfilling to get into every day. You have something to do every day. You have reason. And for a lot of people, that seems to be enough. And for me, that was enough. A lot of times it was the fact that I could play gotcha games or the fact that I had something to look forward to at the end of my day that really pushed me into things like that. So you get into your Dokkan battles if you like Dragon Ball Z, if you like any other anime franchise that you really like the One Piece games. I don't play One Piece, personally don't like it, but teach their own. I really got into Bleach Brave Souls because of the Bleach property, and something I always wanted was more. I really wanted more of the community managers getting into the community, but like getting into the community and really reaching out to you and showing you that they care, that they really want to put a good foot forward on making content that really fits inside of that genre of game and whatnot. But things like Bleach Brave Souls, Dokkan Battle, and Puzzles and Dragons, they're how do you say? They're like the first steps in the genre. Like that's just a dipping your toe into the wide ocean that is gacha gaming. I, on the other hand, really enjoy the fact that you can get on a gacha game. You can find what specific gacha game is to your liking nowadays, and you can just jump right into it. You want yourself a Dark Souls game, you find one of those. You want yourself a game where it's all about the big titty waifus, you find one of those. And that's something that you can just look out in the market and find. But typically, the downside to these gacha games is the fact that people who have addictive personalities or have like lack of self-restraint, like myself, you tend to go hard on things that you feel like that you need to have. I felt like I needed to have Raiden A in Genshin Impact. I felt like I really needed to have I Hate Them. And I do. And his weapon. Because that's best boy. But, like there's a lot of things out there that we can choose to enjoy that don't really cost as much money. I mean, you don't have to really play the game without spending money. But as Asmongold said, if you're going to be playing a gacha game and you're not spending money, you're a loser. And I don't really agree with the whole loser portion, but I do agree with the fact that if you want something, go get it. If you have the disposable income, go get it. But know your limits. Like, I really love the dopamine rush that comes with getting my favorite characters and enjoying the different just outcomes of everything that I get to enjoy when playing these games. And when I get my favorite character, it's like, oh look, I have my precious baby. Now I can level them up. Now I can give them their perfect weapon. Now I can make them the best version of that version for me. Things like Silverwolf from Honkai Star Rail. I figured that character was going to be power crept. I figured she wasn't actually going to be useful later on. I didn't want to give into the hype, but I really enjoyed that character at the beginning of the game. You start the game, you meet Kafka, you meet Silverwolf, and they're just big personalities right out the gate. You enjoy them. I don't know if you don't like the voice actor or whatnot, but you enjoy those characters, and they really grow on you. And so I did commit money and commit time to those characters to develop them up, even though I know that they're not going to be as good later on in time. Even though I know that they're not going to be whatever, because that's it for me. And it took a long time to get to this point when it comes to gacha gaming or just gaming in general, where I find that I bought a whole bunch of games on Steam, that I have a whole bunch of games everywhere, but I only play my 1, 2, 3 games. I only play my 1, 2, 3 characters. My Calcharos, my Jingyuens, my Kafkas. And that's where it really mattered to me. That's where it really hit me and got me to a point where I could say, hey, I don't need to spend as much on a game. I don't need to really push myself to waste so much money on a game when I've got all I need right here. And that challenge from using a character that isn't so-called meta has been something that makes me grateful for these content creators out here who do reach out and do spread the word of and enjoy what you want. Enjoy playing the game however you want. Enjoy the characters that you want. So, long story short, with this video, I intend to introduce myself as Midnight MTG. And I wish to delve into many different fictional universes and just show what I enjoy about them. If you wish to see a specific universe that we can delve into, comment below. I love Warhammer. I love Star Wars. I don't like, Warhammer Fantasy. I like parts of it, but not everything. And just like a comment below, and we can start getting this ball rolling. Peace.